4 more nights until the lights go out at Coney Island. And then the work will begin to transform the park into a music venue.
And the park has historical significance because of its racial history. The late Marion Spencer led the fight to integrate it about 70 years ago. And
WLWT News 5's John London is live there tonight after speaking with the Spencer family. John.
Yeah, those family members, a son, a grandson, and a great-grandson, also a close friend of Mrs. Spencer's. There's been some discussion within the Spencer family about the changes here. No formal statement, but a recognition certainly that in some meaningful way what happened here should be commemorated. Coney Island's legacy is not just as an amusement park. 2 years before the Supreme Court ordered schools integrated, Marion and Donald Spencer wanted to take their sons to swim and ride the rides. Their grandson in Seattle recalls the history.
I know that my grandmother was barred July 4th, 1952, and she always told the story of a guard, brandishing a gun in order not to let them in.
It took 3 years, persistent protests, and a court case to desegregate Old Coney. And now, as the new year brings a new plan for a music venue to replace the park, what the Spencer family thinks is part of our community's American story.
I don't want to speculate really on what they would say, but what I would say is that they would have had divided loyalties.
Donald was on the board of the Cincinnati Symphony. He and Marion were longtime patrons of the arts. Edward Spencer, a son, tells me several years ago the former owners of Coney Island discussed a plaque that would be on the lifeguard stand at Sunlight Pool. He viewed it as a small gesture for so large an effort and told us today from California, unless the new owners are interested in putting something substantial at the pool to honor the efforts to desegregate, it's like a Confederate statue in the center of town. They should tear it down. Dot Christensen, a close friend, who wrote a biography about Mrs. Spencer.
It was a first kind of jarring start, but she was right and kept going at it. And of course, right after that came the Brown versus Board of Education in '54.
A petition to try to save Sunlight Pool has now gathered more than 21,000 signatures. We talked with Emmanuel Brockman, a great-grandson here in town of the Spencers. He would like to see the pool incorporated as part of the new music venue. The new owners have not indicated whether that would be possible or not. They're saying it's way too soon to know. Reporting live at Coney Island, John London, WLWT News 5.
John.